Yes, yes. You say that's what you promised. Keep me in perfect peace. If I keep my mind stayed on you, I am safe in His arms. Yes, I am. From all harm. My soul is resting in the arms of my King. I am safe in His arms. I'm so safe. I'm so very glad. My soul is resting in the arms of my King. Oh, yeah. In His arms. My. Listen, Psalms 91 says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. Verse 7 goes on to say that 10,000 shall fall at thy right hand, and none of them shall come nigh thee. Verse 11 says, for he shall give angels charge over thee and keep thee all thy ways. Woo! No need to be afraid, because you're home now in the safety of His arms. You're hidden safe. My sister, my brother, no need to be afraid. God said, with long life, I will satisfy you and show you my salvation. He is my refuge and my fortress and my God. In Him I will trust. Surely He will deliver us from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover us with His feathers, and in His wings shall we trust. All His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. All my tears, yes, sir, and all of my sins, all of my fears, I'm safe in His arms. My brother, my sister, know that you're safe in the arms of Jesus.
I believe this is your word that you've been waiting for all night. Darwin, where are you? How many know that God is able to do exceedingly, abundantly above all you can ask something, according to the power that worketh in us?
Hallelujah. How many believe it tonight? Somebody turn to your neighbor and tell your neighbor, He's able. Tell somebody else, He's able. Y'all ready? Exceedingly, abundantly, above all you could ask for, according to the power that worketh in you. God is able to do just what He said He would do. He's gonna fulfill every promise to you. Don't give up on God, 'cause He won't give up on you. He's able. How many believe it tonight? Yeah. He's able. Thank you, Jesus. Come on, y'all. I need y'all to help me sing. God is able to do just what He said.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Ask Elaine, where to ask Elaine. Ask Elaine, where to ask Elaine. Ask Elaine, where to ask
Oh my goodness.
Elaine, where to ask Elaine.
Good afternoon. I hope that you're doing well. We do appreciate you being there today. This is your voice, Elaine Lucas, welcoming you to Ask Elaine. Can't believe we've been on 10 years, but it's
Wow.
been 10 years that we've had
Congratulations.
this program. And we've got two handsome gentlemen who are on with me today to brighten up the scene in here. And so we're just so happy to have them with you. I'm going to introduce them in just a minute, and you're going to be very pleased because they're going to make you smarter. You know, that's what happens when you tune in to Ask Elaine. You get smarter. Getting smarter is just learning something that you didn't know, something that you can take and you can share with others to make them better able to live and to understand what's going on around them. And we just think that builds in people some, what do they call it, resilience.
Mm-hmm.
That's where when stuff gets thrown at you, you can have it bounce off. You have something that you can fight back with. So that's what this is all about, to build in information in people who will use it to make us stronger and more able to resist when temptation or when ill things come our way. So we want to thank you for being there, those who've tuned in on AM, those who are on FM, and also those who are right here on the Glory Live. We welcome all of you. Now, we're on, and we have two guests. I'm going to introduce them because they're equally handsome. I think one's a little older than the other, so I'm going to go with age.
Age before
But
beauty.
age before beauty. None other than my regular co-host, one of my regular co-hosts, and that's none other than Herbert Leroy Denard. He doesn't like me using that middle name, but he uses all of mine all the time. But we want to welcome him. He is actively involved in violence prevention, especially in the Black community. Although the techniques that work, the strategies that work in the Black community certainly work everywhere in all communities. So I would say that he is a violence prevention advocate. That's one of his main things. And he's also an advocate for the disabled, and he probably will get a chance. We're going to talk today about what we're thankful for.
Amen.
And there's no better person than this person who just brings laughter and joy and goodwill wherever he goes. You see him all over Macon, attending various events, some in his capacity as a minister, but most of them in his capacity as just another human being who cares about people. And that's none other than the Reverend Larry Dunning. And what's it, Junior?
It's Junior.
The third?
Junior.
Anyway, his daddy used to walk with us at Applin, the old first Applin track. Were you out there, Herbert? When he was out there walking, he had long legs and a perpetual smile. Was smiling all the while. He just ran circles around us because we thought we were younger and we were good walkers. uh, Elder Dunning walked circles around us. He really did, all the while smiling. That smile as if to say, "Why y'all so slow? Y'all can't y'all keep up?" But anyway, I remember his dad so fondly because he was such a kind person and kept things kind of lively. And you felt good going out on that track with somebody like that. Plus, he was an imposing figure, so we never feared for anything. But, Pastor Dunning, welcome to Ask Elaine.
I'm glad you mentioned my dad. Thank you for mentioning him. I had walked with him a few times. He would not slow down for me. But one of my wonderful moments, the last time we had a family reunion in Destin, Florida, we walked on the beach, saw the sunrise, and when he was on the sand, he couldn't walk
do
me.
it.
No.
Oh, well.
We were equal on the sand. We were equal.
Well, but you were not on the sand most of the time. And so he could slap out, walk you. And it seemed like it was effortless. Yeah. It was just, just moving along. And you'd be there huffing and puffing. And that was it. And at the end of the walk, Herbert, and I know you walk a lot, you participated in the 5K. The Labor Day.
And I'm going to participate in the reindeer run out at Mercer.
Oh, how nice.
How long is that? Nice.
Same thing, 5K.
5K.
Oh, that is so nice.
The more you do, the more you can do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a lesson for all of us. Well, Pastor Dunning today has been invited on. He's a co-host, but he was invited on specifically to give thanks, to talk just a little bit about being thankful. Mm-hmm. And we want to welcome all of our guests today. Mr. Engineer, is the chat enabled, or is it just me? Oh, okay. It was me. It was me. I want to welcome these folks, and then we're going to hear from you about thankfulness. Kimberly Houston joins us. Good afternoon. Ava Jean Sullivan Henderson, good afternoon to you. And she says, put on the whole armor.
Wow.
They're giving you topics, they verses and topics and stuff. Y'all go ahead and join us. Click like and share, so that you can remind some folks that they're missing out on their opportunity to get smarter. And you can also call in 478-250-1444. You've tuned in. If you just tuned in to us, you are listening to Ask Elaine. It's your weekly talk and information program. We've been around for 10 years doing this, and we're going to continue doing this because you tell us that it benefits the community. Our two special guests are none other than Herbert Denard and Pastor Larry Dunning. And Pastor Dunning is going to give us some words of wisdom on being thankful. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. And we're going to sit around and we're going to gorge on all kinds of delicious food. We're going to enjoy family and friends. But there's a thing that overshadows all of this, and that is, are we thankful? Are we thankful? So, Pastor.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be back to talk about Thanksgiving on tomorrow. When I think about Thanksgiving, there are two areas, on the secular side and on the religious side. If you look at the Old Testament, many passages talk about Thanksgiving. What I learned in the first grade was Psalm 100. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands, serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord is God. We enter into his gate with thanksgiving and praise. So when we go to church, we should bring some thanksgiving to him. Mm-hmm. And before you ask the Lord for 100 things, make sure you thank him.
We're good at asking, aren't we?
In the New Testament,
our list, check it twice.
That's right. In the New Testament, He said, in everything, give thanks. Not you have to thank him for the trouble, but in your trouble, give him thanks. And I know you out there heard that song, which is really true, that every day is a day of Thanksgiving. We have set aside this day, the fourth Thursday in November, but I hope every day when you look up, you're alive, you're well, you got some things that going your way. You thank God for what you have. Now, on the secular side, Commissioner, you still call Commissioner?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Commissioner, I know. Now I call her Evangelist Elaine. So anyway, she preaches every Wednesday at least.
Yes.
But anyway, on the secular side, Deborah Norville, who was one of the hosts for the Today Show, wrote a book called "Thank You, Power," and it talked about how powerful it is to say thank you. Yes, you tell the Lord thank you, but no matter who you run into, if they done you a favor, and if they done a favor 10 years ago, done a favor yesterday, when you see them, it's always good. It excites you. It excites that person. Thank you, power is a wonderful power.
Yeah.
When you tell someone what they did for you back when, I'm going to use my example and I'm going to quit talking. Do y'all know Evangelist Elaine Lucas? Evangelist Elaine Huckabee Lucas?
I know the
Do we
Huckabee
know
Lucas.
No.
She was dad. She came to my daddy's final service. She came to my mother's service. She was the highlight. She brought joy to our family. And I'm going to tell her in front of this audience, thank you, Commissioner. You have brought so much joy to our family. You just don't know. You have lifted that burden for daddy's transition into heaven and mama's promotion to heaven. You are that kind of person. Every Wednesday, somebody got some joy because you were here making them smarter. Thank you, Elaine Huckabee Lucas.
That is so very nice. I appreciate it. The things you do because you're blessed.
That's right.
Because you're blessed. And so I figure any way that I can give back or help or provide something that will move someone else along, I'm going to do it. I've said this before. Ella Huckabee and Leonard Huckabee taught all five of us that you're blessed, even though you're not, ritzy or anything like that.
Y'all want ritzy?
No, goodness. No, but we never missed a meal. We never, it's obvious we didn't miss, we didn't miss a meal. We had all of the things that others had. Okay. So somehow our parents pulled together and worked and raised all of us. And they taught us that you're blessed. You're blessed. And don't ever think about what others have. Just think about what you have and appreciate that. But by all means, all of you are pretty good students. And they told us use that to help other folks because you're blessed.
Can I say one more thing too? The gentleman across the table, we went to the Fort Valley State College together. He's a lot older than me, but he was in the same class. I don't know whether he had to repeat the class, but we were in the same class. He ran the class. He was so old. But anyway,
I'm gonna let y'all.
Anyway, Herbert Leroy Denard is a wonderful man. We go to the jail and speak to the inmates occasionally, but he gives to the community. And I want to tell him he's a big, bright light in Macon, Georgia. Thank you for what you've done for me, and thank you for what you do for this community.
Thank you.
Macon, Georgia, Middle Georgia is better because Herbert Leroy Denard walking in here, and we thank him for all of his services.
That's true. That's true. Herbert.
That is so kind, Pastor Dunn and Commissioner Lucas. But what I like to say about thank you, those that have a mother and she's alive, and you don't know what you have.
Yeah.
If you have a mother and she's alive, you would know when she's gone. You really would know.
That's when you know. That's right.
Oh yeah.
But my mother was everything. I got in all kind of trouble coming up, but when I would get with her, she would make me feel better. She would give me confidence in myself. She would say nice things to me. And we was in jail the other day. This is about a mother. And
we were thinking he was announcing.
I didn't know. I didn't know where it was going.
Again, he went to jail years ago.
He was visiting jail, right?
Down there trying to integrate that whites only. What was it? Boys and girls. Why?
YMCA.
Young Men's Christian Association for whites only.
I want to tell you the first part of it.
You went to jail, didn't you?
Bo Williams,
Jesse
Williams, and I was playing basketball on a rainy day on Washington's birthday, 1968.
Down at the Y.
No, we was around the corner from you.
Okay.
On Kitchen. There was a basketball court right out there. And we played basketball. We was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the game was tied, and it burst out and started raining. And Jesse said, "We got to finish this game, sucker."
We got to finish.
Sucker. That's him talking to me
said it, yeah.
And so I said, "Well, I noticed that was the YMCA downtown." I said, "We ought to just go on over there and finish the game."
Finish the game.
He said, "I don't think so." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "That YMCA is for white folks." I said, "But I got a card."
I got a card from New York.
Yeah, and it was still effective. It was still in use. And he said, "It might be good in New York." I said, "Jesse, look at this. Read this, the small print.
Read this.
Good in all 50 states." They didn't say some of the 50 states.
Oh.
He said, "But I don't believe the white folks will let you in." I said, "Jesse, I've used it in South Carolina." He said, "I don't think you could use it in Macon, Georgia." It was, in South Carolina, it was right next to the base, Beaufort Air Station. So I guess they didn't mind because so much money was coming from the base. They never complained. By the way, in South Carolina, that's the place in Beaufort where Joe Frazier comes from.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where Reverend Ike had his first church.
Yeah.
Ike and Coda.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I said, they use it. I said, the 64 Civil Rights Bill has been passed. This is 68. The 64 Civil Rights Bill broke it down in all public accommodations and places that you could go to. I said, it's been passed. Bo Williams said, I don't think so. I said, let's go up there. I'll show you.
Long story short.
We went up there, and we went in there, and the guy said, "This is why I say you got to have a member. You got to be a member to be in." I pulled out my cards with pride, laid it on the desk. He looked at it. He went in the back, stayed about 5 minutes, and he came back up and said, "Sorry, this YMCA is for white folks only."
Wow.
And then I was 22 then. And I say, well, I just came back from Vietnam. I was a Marine. I thought that might mean something.
Should.
He said, basically, thank you for your service, but you can't come in here. But my main point in this whole story is this. When that happened, I was so torn up at 22 years old. And guess who I wanted to see? My mother.
Your mother.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to somebody. I mean, I didn't get it all.
Yeah.
I should have. I was thinking when the 64 Civil Rights Bill
that should have been it.
Was passed, it made everything right.
Yeah.
But it didn't. My mother worked at the Warner Robins Air Force Base, waiting for her to come in. She got home. She had a ride. I was sitting on the porch, and I told her what happened. She had me come in, and she had some cake that was left over from last night. Okay. And she cut me a slice of cake and everything, and sat down and gave me a glass of milk. And she said, everything will be all right. He said, there's a man in Macon that works in civil rights, just like Martin Luther King. His name was William Randall. He runs a funeral home I think they call it Central City Funeral Home or something like that. One that Miss Mosley used to run.
Yeah, it was Central City.
And she said he could help you and he could talk to you, but a lot of things has changed. I said, they passed the 64 Civil Rights Bill. She said, nobody told these white folks down here they passed it. The bottom line is, when I was in trouble, I went to mom at 22, former Marine, been overseas, been fighting, all those kind of things. So I like to think those that have a mother alive, you need to take really care of her. Because one day, more than likely, she will go before you.
Correct.
And you will not have a mother.
That's right.
And so you should give her thanks.
Yeah. While we're talking about mothers, my mother has been deceased for a while. And during the time that her last 6 years, she was a resident at Laurel Bay, and my two sisters and I took turns. We took shifts going in to see about her, because y'all do know that if you have someone in a nursing facility, you are supposed to go and make sure that what they're not able to do is you can do. But anyway, my mother used to, before getting ill, my mother used to call me every morning. Well, I remember coming home from Savannah State, getting a job in the school system. And then, of course, you get your first little apartment and stuff. And my mother still called me. We talked every morning. There was some morning she kept me from being late to the Bear Board of Education school. Anyway, I remember that most. And I am so thankful that I still use my mother and my father's names to let people know who raised me, who I'm thankful to for all of the things that they told me and taught me and my brothers and sisters. So we've all given. What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? We want to welcome Janelle Mathis to Ask Elaine. I'm wondering where our other folks are. Mr. Engineer, are we missing some folks? Because normally we have a whole bunch of people that I don't see today. You think they're cooking?
I think it's turkey time. Yes,
turkey time. They're cooking. They're missing out on this knowledge, but it just may be me. Not my sister Nita has joined us. Good afternoon.
Hello,
to you.
Nita.
Hello,
always
Nita.
Always glad to have her. She's the ham lady.
She cooks ham.
She's the ham lady. Y'all ask Pastor Lisa about Nita's ham.
Pastor Lisa, I'm jealous of you. Nita has told me several times about her recipe for wonderful ham, but not one time did she give me a teeny weeny. Is it teeny weeny or teeny outsy?
Either way,
intestinal slice.
But y'all are gonna have to discuss that. I just let out the secret that she does terrific ham. She has a process she goes through, just like Pastor Dunning. You might not know this, but he makes a delicious. What's the pie?
Buttermilk pie.
Buttermilk pie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you had some of it?
At the event for his class reunion. And they had some buttermilk pie there. And that was something.
Yeah, class of 72.
But now he also makes a delicious potato pie. And so we want y'all to know, those who want to know some little tidbits, y'all call us 478-250-1444. We want to welcome all of you to Ask Elaine. This is Thankful Wednesday.
Amen.
Today, where we want to hear what you're thankful for. You can put it in the chat or you can call us, and we do welcome you calling us. Our special co-hosts today are none other than Herbert Denard and Pastor Larry Dunning, and we want to thank them for being here with us today.
I'm thankful to be here. Those out there in our audience, these two people are icons in Macon. Both of them have their name on a building. They were such a great influence over this community. There's a building named Herbert Denard at the Water Authority. There's a senior citizens community center named Elaine Huckabee Lucas. They are icons. I'm just happy to be among them, to breathe that air, to
He
speak.
knows how to talk, doesn't he? We want to welcome Wade Horton. Wade is one of our community leaders that we're
Okay.
so thankful for. Wade has a disability. He has a problem with his sight. But Wade attends just about every meeting of the Macon Transit Authority because he's trying to help. He has all of the different services and everything that a person who has a disability can have, but he goes out of his way, he and his cousin, to help other
Other
people.
people. Wow.
So I'm just really thankful for him. Um, Wade attended so much, I think they canceled or didn't have meetings the last two. Well, I know they're not meeting
This week.
the November meeting.
Okay.
They meet the last Tuesday of the month. So that would have been yesterday, wouldn't it? Yesterday, yesterday. And then I remember the last meeting we attended that they voted to not have a meeting in December. So
Herb.
Wade, they got a little break from you, but that gives you time to do some more research
That's
and
right.
find
That's right.
some other things that you remind them of. So I'm grateful for Wade Horton and his cousin Jackie Glover. We also are joined by Ricky Crawford. Good afternoon to you. And he says good afternoon to me and to our guests. We want to thank those who've tuned in on AM, FM, and those who are right here with us, looking at us on the Glory Live. We want to express our thanks. There's only one more month in this year. So if there's some things that you said you were going to do way back in January, we have a habit of making all of these New Year's resolutions. And by February or March, they're not as strong in our minds anymore. And I'm talking about me too. But look back at your New Year's resolutions and see if there are some that you still have a month. If you said you were going to register to vote, you can still register to vote. Because with this thing that we have in Washington, D.C., where he has been told you can do whatever you want to do, there are no repercussions. If all you have to say is that you did it while you were in your capacity as president. They've let him off in the state of Georgia. They've just really just thrown out his crimes of attempting to reverse the election in the state of Georgia when Joe Biden won Georgia in that presidential election. They basically have said that this black woman who was taking this thing to trial, that you're out and you got to find somebody else. And we knew when they couldn't find anybody else, and a certain person named Scandalakis put himself, he's head of that organization that would appoint somebody to carry the case forward. He's the one who threw out the case against Burt Jones a year or two ago. He was appointed, he filled in because nobody else wanted to take over that case. And so, of course, he said there's no grounds for this. And so the charges of trying to steal the election by Trump and his folks, many of whom pled guilty, they've been dismissed.
Yeah, they got a lot of pardons. But I do know one thing, Evangelist.
1,600 pardons of criminals. And the saving grace is that a number of them are going and committing crimes
more
because they are
crimes.
criminals.
That's right.
And so they're being rearrested. So, you know, karma is something else. It comes back.
I'm gonna do more
quickly.
than karma. You know, the book says, "Be not deceived; God's not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, shall he also reap.
Yeah.
Whatever you sow, it's gonna grow." And he
Uh-huh.
won't be president for long, Herb. His days are numbered.
Yeah.
Allow me to say something.
All right, Herbert.
The doctor sent me a blood pressure machine.
Okay.
And because he wanted me to make sure I control my blood pressure.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
So I take my blood pressure sometimes before I eat, and sometimes I take it after I eat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I found out several things. One is when you eat pork, your blood pressure go up. I'm telling you about that. I know that ham that needed.
You could have waited till after Thanksgiving, man.
You know, I've heard
when
when I was
that blood pressure medicine
look
handy.
at when I was, but the answer is not the blood pressure.
Okay.
If you're going to eat something and you know it's going to
Make it rise.
should you eat it?
Nita, I still want a slice of ham.
People.
Let me tell you something. I wasn't a part of it, but at one time in my life early on, I was living in Buffalo, New York, and I attend Temple Number 8 Mosque, Muhammad Temple's Mosque.
Yes, assalamu alaikum.
So like a salam, my brother.
Yeah.
But and I attended. I heard Malcolm speak.
Yes.
I heard Malcolm speak. It was out there. Everybody, all the women had white on their heads and everywhere, and all the guys had black bow ties on and white shorts.
Who was that had Malcolm here in Macon for Gabby?
That was Farrakhan.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. You and Dr. Ficklin.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But
sorry.
the bottom line is, and I heard him say, "Don't eat the hog, don't eat the stuff." And I was at Old Time Country the other day, and they had pig feet, they had chitlins, they had all that stuff. And sometimes we wonder why is black folks' pressure so high.
Yes.
Did you eat some of all of it?
I would not eat the pig.
Okay.
But I have it.
Listen,
I have
you did
it. But my main point is this. Forget about the blood pressure pills that I could take this, and you are harming your body when you are eating something continuously. And if you eat it long enough, this is my opinion, you end up somewhere in dialysis or somewhere.
Yeah. But
So we should be careful on what we eat.
Your point is well made that we all need to monitor what we eat, and we all need to do things in moderation.
I was the same thing.
So
But if you cook collard greens and you put a slice of ham, that country cured meat or that fat back in there from that
tastes
pig,
really good.
your pressure gonna go woo.
Maybe. We want to thank Wade
Look it
Horton.
up on Google.
Wade Horton. Thank you very much, Wade. And Randy Crawford has joined us. He's joined us. But you're absolutely right. There are some foods that we know that are traditionally foods that we eat a lot of, and it does cause health problems. And I've got a bunch of medicine to show for it. But you are right that people need to start monitoring the kinds of things, and we're laughing, but it's not funny.
Yeah,
it is not funny.
You talk about, you mentioned, but we went to the we authority. Can you say what happened that day? You cared enough about people that you didn't want that rates to be increased?
Oh yeah, they were going to jack up the transit authority, the fares. And Macon, depending on what area of town or what day you're talking about, we have a 27 to 40% poverty rate.
Wow.
And the people are struggling, and there are a lot of folks who have become immune to hearing this. They don't want to hear it because they're okay. They're doing okay, they think.
They got a
But,
ride.
yeah, they've got transportation and all of that. But there are, 40% of our population without a car. 40% of our population, Macon bid, they do not have a car. So they depend on the transit authority mainly to get around. Wade and his cousin Jackie have been monitoring the transit authority for years and years. And so they caught wind of some things that were brewing, like some rates were being proposed to be increased. And some of us decided that we were not going to let Wade and his cousin be the only ones fighting. So we got a petition up and we had thousands of people to sign it, both on paper and online. We had online petitions and they signed and we all joined together in front of the terminal station. And there was a good crowd there. And we asked that those rates not be increased. Along at the same time, the county approved a resolution calling for the rates not to be increased. And I was happy to vote for that. And it was a unanimous vote of the commission. That they were not in favor of the rates being increased. They also put in place some provisions for more accountability for the money that Bibb County taxpayers put forth every year to help run the transit authority. I keep telling people, if you knew all of the things that you are paying for, you're paying for the running of the transit authority. You're paying for the water board. That's why I can't understand folks fussing about their water rates. We were able to keep them from raising the water rates a couple of months ago
Thank you.
But you have to have people, and I'm thankful for those folks who attend those meetings on a regular basis and who speak out against the wrongdoing that's going on. Anything and everything that's governmental or even indirectly related to government, we as citizens pay for, whether it's direct or it may be indirect through some of these agencies. A lot of people look at the library board and they think, oh, library board, Herbert, library board.
Yes.
But the commissioners, the mayor and commissioners propose people to serve and approve the service of folks on the library board. The back in the 2018 SPLOST, I put $2 million put in the SPLOST to go to Shirling Library because it is a library that needs a lot of work. That is your money. That was your money. It hadn't been spent yet on Shirling Library, and that's something that we need to get on. But all of these different things, all of these different entities, boards, authorities are handling your money. And these boards get federal money, a lot of them get state money, and they get local money. But you are the ones, citizens, who are paying local tax. Some of it goes to the state based on what it is you buy or whatever. And then some of it goes to the federal government. It's all your money. It all belongs to you. So you need to stand up and say something about it. We want to welcome Steve Bryant, I believe, who lives in Virginia and who grew up in Pleasant Hill, I believe. And he is on and supportive, and we want to thank you. All those who've tuned in to Ask Elaine, thank you so very much for being here today. Our special guests are Herbert Denard and Pastor Larry Dunning. We're talking about being thankful. So if you want to share, call us, let us know what you're thankful for, what we all need to be thankful for 478-250-1444. Herbert, Pastor.
I wanted to say something. You was talking about the library.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to tell you, but the library is becoming a thing of the past with the internet. There's no need to go there like it used to be.
They have a full um, uh, computer lab there, and they teach computer classes. So the library is not extinct. It's just different.
I tell you what you do.
It's just different.
You
Herbert.
go to any library. I know two here. I know it's another one. People are not in the library like they used to be because of the new technology. You can look up things and find things.
But
and books and
they
everything.
have the technology there, Herbert. I'm telling you,
I'm talking about the people are not
a
there.
lot of people don't have a computer. A lot of people go and use the technology
I
in
understand.
the library.
But-
A lot of people are hearing impaired, and they can go and get talking books.
I understand that.
So-
But the library is two things we're talking about. And I know we disagree because we disagreed before. And you and I have been disagreeing about all my life on some things.
Well, but
We
on the
own-
library,
Let
we
me just say
need
this.
as many of
But-
them as we
I
can get.
understand that. But attendance, not only in Macon, Georgia, but across the country, is down.
You
Riding
are right.
Okay, riding buses, not just in Macon, Georgia, not in New York. New York, they got the transit system. In Atlanta, they got the transit system. But the way they think about buses in here, you look at the buses as they pass. Nobody's on them.
At the
Herbert,
time that you look
Every
at them,
time
but now
I look at them,
Herbert
it
Denard.
depends
Oh
on-
my!
I didn't speak.
Go
on
ahead.
this.
Go
You
ahead.
listen to the bus first. I took a car and put it in the shop, and I used 2 days. I used the Macon Transit Authority, and it was not empty. It was full. And
where was that?
in Macon?
When?
It was
What bus?
about 8 months ago. You just rich, man. You
No,
don't have
no.
Herbert,
looked-
you're not
No.
seeing the buses at the times. There
Man.
are times when there are many more passengers. As a matter of fact, there was a report done
Yeah.
at the last Transit Authority meeting. Wade, you chime in here,
It was,
where the ridership was up.
listen, the
It
thing
was
about
up.
people. I got on the bus, dropped the car off, got on the bus, went, and they dropped me off. And the one thing I love about it, Ms. Lucas, is they will help you. I didn't ride the bus. I have no idea where I'm going. They told me which bus to catch. They could drop me off near the church, and it was fine. But people getting on, getting off all the time. Maybe when you saw it, it just wasn't there.
Maybe
But
so.
I'm talking about the library, and I'm gonna let you go. In the school, they don't call them libraries anymore. They call them media centers because we get our information from so many ways. But the good news is you can go into what used to be called a library. That's one she just mentioned was the one I went to as a little boy. I was living in Sherland Drive, and we walked to the library, and it was a powerful thing. My mother took us down.
It was absolutely powerful way back then.
I want you to go and visit the library because I agree with you that the use is down because of so much technology in the home.
That's right.
But there are still story hours. There are still outreach. There's still outreach. There's a mobile book. They've made adjustments to the changes in society. And they have things like the computer classes because students who take computer applications at EL High School, they are required to attend 3 free computer classes that take place at Washington Library. People just don't get in your mind what Herbert's saying about the library. You go, for many people, going and checking out a book with pages, they enjoy that. And they are not able to afford a book. So if you see, you're trying to, he's
the
trying
Lord
to
is
let that
calling him, telling
phone,
him he's wrong.
trying to tell him to be quiet on that. And like I said, it is true that the libraries are not used as much, but they are heavily used. As a matter of fact, there's a new one that just opened up in honor of Kathy Ivy, Dr. Ty Ivy,
Look here,
wife, who contributed so much to the library.
Mrs. Elaine Huckabee Lucas.
Yes, sir.
Allow me. As progress happens, people argue when they start talking about taking their horses instead of bringing them down when the automobile was coming in. Things change. Technology is changing. I'm not saying that overdue, but there's a change afoot. It's happening all over the country.
And
libraries
with you on that.
Libraries are down. People don't go to them like they used to. It's good to do it, but now people are using their computers. They can find out. You can almost find out anything you want right here. You could even get a book online. That you might be looking for. You could find. I mean, right now, as technology changes, the libraries, I believe, in a few years,
no.
If you have grandchildren, you'll know the power of.
I know the power. I'm just saying the technology.
My wife,
Pastor Lisa says we still need books and libraries, and you're absolutely right.
You sit down,
Pastor.
You sit down with a child and you read to the child, and they see the pictures.
I believe
it's a powerful thing.
I believe in all of that. You remember when everybody used to get World Book encyclopedias?
Yes.
They don't do that no more.
Herbert, we agree with you that technology has changed a lot of things. But there will never be a time when there will not be libraries. The library, there's a new mini library at the old Macon Mall as a part of the upgrades out there. There's a library out there as you enter.
You go to the library on Sherland Drive and see how many people in it.
I will. But listen, I want to ask you a question. Herb, at every school, especially elementary school, they have a book sale. Why do they have a book sale, my brother?
And they have a media center that not only has books that children can sit and read, but they also have periodicals. There are still magazines around.
I understand.
They have.
Do you know what's happening in newspapers across the country?
Newspapers are going.
You know what happened to magazines like Ebony Magazine and Essence and all those other magazines? A lot of those magazines are folding because the technology is changing.
Oh, we got another show with this show. One of our shows in December will be with a couple of people. We're going to bring Muriel Jackson in here, who is the first Black woman head of the genealogy department at Washington Memorial Library. We're going to bring her so that she can tell you about the different things that the library has to offer. And the head of the entire Middle Georgia Library group, white female. We're going to ask her to come in, and you'll be well, I don't know where we're going to sit you, but we will have someone from the library to come in and tell you about the things that the library has done to modernize. They understand that things are changing, but please do not discourage people from going, because there are many, many children who are now being pushed toward going back to reading, taking a book and reading that book.
I am in favor of that. I'm in favor of parents reading to their children and all those things. I'm not talking about none of that. And those are able people you just mentioned. I mean, I'm saying the world is going through a transition.
That's true. But
the world is going through a transition.
You're right.
And the libraries, people, you don't have to go to them. Most people don't go to them anymore. If you Google libraries, are they losing people that attend? Remember, everybody used to have a library card. Nobody don't have a library.
I have a library card. Do you want to see my? And all of our students, I use it all the time. Our students are required to have a library card and to use it.
Let me say this exactly.
don't put that out there now.
I think the world of you. You and I used to go to school together at Macon College a long time ago.
Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with this. You are wrong.
But
You are wrong.
But
Pastor Lisa says, please do not discourage any form of learning.
I'm not
And the
discouraging
more
it.
you read, the smarter you get. That is science.
I agree 1,000%. But if you Google libraries and have the people stop going or whatever,
I want
you
you
will
to
see it.
go. I want you to go. When you leave here, I
Go
want you to
straight there.
stop by Washington Library.
Oh,
Go
that's
to the second floor.
That's a wonderful place.
Go to the second floor. Not only will you get a chance to view a beautiful building inside and out, but go to the second floor and look at that computer lab.
Do you know that the Atlanta Constitution, come January the 1st, they're going to stop printing papers. You could get all the papers you can get all the reading online. Things are changing.
We know
Wade Horton says the library also allows people to check out digital books. And the Transit Authority ridership, according to the CAO, is way up from last year and year before. And he also says when it benefits him,
that's right,
that regardless of one or a bus full riding, it costs a federal government the same amount to run the buses. Yeah, Wade has schooled us on a couple of things. Okay. He agrees with us Wade. On the libraries, and he let us know that the ridership on the buses is up. That was good. That's
they
the
went
thing.
From 10 to 11.
No.
Can I say something?
No.
Can the bald head preacher say a little?
Go ahead, preacher.
For 7 years, I taught adults in Twitch County. The trouble was they went from regular school to alternative school, and I was the last resort GED program. The trouble we had, especially my black brothers, they were so far behind they could not read. If you can't read, it's impossible to pass the S of the GED.
I understand. So I believe you.
We just got to encourage folks to read.
I encourage them. You have been in the classes when I encourage people to read at the GED.
Herbert, Ricky Crawford says,
Herbert,
you ready for this?
Go ahead.
Ricky Crawford says, Herbert, speaking of technology, you are behind on your cell phone.
But let me
That's Ricky Crawford now.
Go ahead, my friend.
You have to...
but anyway, what I'm telling you, what I'm trying to tell you, technology is changing.
I agree.
And the way people used to go to the library, I'm encouraging everybody to read.
Amen.
I encourage everybody.
I'm glad you said that.
Malcolm X self-educated himself while he was in jail by reading. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the technology that's available now. You can learn so many things without even going to a library. Yeah. And the people are not going to libraries like they used to.
I agree.
They're not buying World Book encyclopedias because things are changing so fast. By the time they print out a volume of them, the world is changing.
But Herbert, I'm telling you,
newspapers are folding all over the place.
Yeah.
Magazines, because people are learning different ways to do different things.
But Macon-Bibb County just cut the ribbon on 2 brand new libraries. One at the Macon Mall, although it's not a huge one, it's kind of a mini library, but it offers the same services.
What floor?
It's the ground level. As you enter on the side that's the Mercer University Drive, you enter on that side, is the first office on your left. And that is one of the new library branches. The newest one is on Forsyth Road, I believe, and it is the Kathy Ivy branch. And it is a wonderful one and has a whole lot of things. Now, I will agree with you that the Library Association has to work harder to get people in now, but there are still a lot of people, and especially seniors who don't have access to some technology that do use it. There are a lot of people who go to, they don't have a, an out of town newspaper that they generally read,
Libraries.
and they go and they can access all of that at the library. So the library still serves many of our citizens who don't have access to things, and many of our schools use a lot of the libraries. They use.
I am not against knowledge and learning, but technology is changing fast, fast, fast. And people do not go to the libraries the way they used to because they can get a lot of that information on their telephone. And the magazines are going under. Newspapers are folding. Right here in Macon, you don't have a newspaper really. You got the Macon Telegraph, and they come out, I think, twice a week. You don't have. They used to have news people throwing the newspaper. That's almost gone. You know, things are changing, and change is changing with the library also. Things are changing with the buses. If you have a bus like a transit system like they have in Atlanta or in New York City and all those places like that, with transit authorities, it's a different situation. But here in these places like Macon, Georgia, it would almost pay to have a Uber or some kind of situation that you can get the information to them without going through this process.
Okay. So, bottom line here, folks, is libraries are not going anywhere.
Hallelujah.
They will change as society changes. They have changed, but they are still. There are two libraries, one that opened a year or so ago in the Macon Mall. So go visit it.
I'm going today.
And then there is the other one, the Kathy Ivy branch of the library, Macon Bibbs Library chain. And they just recently opened to offer those services. Whereas libraries aren't like they used to be with just rows and rows and rows of books, they still have rows and rows and rows of books because there are many, many people, just like what's the lady who ran for governor, the black lady?
Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams has written a bunch of children's books, which I am sure are in each one of our libraries. So there are people still writing books for children and writing books for every age group. They are in the library, but the library has had to make some adjustments based on the changes in society. So I will agree with you that they have changed, but libraries are still very much in operation in Macon Bibb County.
Let me tell you something.
And we're gonna bring somebody on from the library.
I fly the airlines a lot, and I fly because my son worked for the airline. Now I could ride
You're
free.
lucky.
I could ride
You're
free.
so lucky.
But when I first years ago, I used to ride. I used to buy a newspaper and all these kind of things. Now newspapers from everywhere, they're not there.
Pastor Lisa says that she takes disadvantaged kids during summer camp and school breaks to the library.
I love
so
Pastor Lisa.
Herbert is wrong on the library thing, and he's wrong on the bus thing. Closing.
The other thing too, now with a library card, you can use any library in the state of Georgia.
In the state of Georgia, it's the Pines system. Herbert, closing remark. Don't say anything about libraries. Please.
Technology.
Yes. Just
in the library.
In the library. Be thankful.
Be thankful, y'all. We hope that you have the very best Thanksgiving you've ever had. Think about other folks. And if you know someone who's in a nursing home or who needs something, by all means, if you can take just a little time to go and see about them. We appreciate you being there. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We'll see you again next Wednesday for another edition of Ask Elaine.
Ask Elaine.